Yeah.
Why are we talking about last year?
Because what was your answer? It told you what you've already known for years and years.
Yes.
He's transcended.
He's not.
He's the greatest thrower of the football. Baloney. I say baloney to all the above. He's a choke artist. He's 1-4 in NFC Championship games, and he's what do I always call him? He is the LeBron James of the National Football League.
That's
because
not a bad thing.
all of a sudden, when the pressure is off, when expectations are little to none, he can often be at his best because there's no pressure.
All I said.
There's no pressure. Nobody expected him to do anything last night, and he nickel and dimed them into position to win a game that A.J. Green lost.
Okay, Skip. Hold on. Just like Seattle, he nickel and dime and Seattle lost. Okay, all I'm saying is, what quarterback last night, given if Matthew Stafford is without his top 3 receivers and Higbee goes down and he without 3 or 4 of his top DBs, can he win that game?
Patrick Brady Jr.
Skip.
That guy, he wins that game because that's all he did at New England, especially the last year at New England. I have no idea how he got that team to the playoffs.
Skip.
Do you realize they were dead last in separation of wide receivers from defenders?
And he left.
Dead last.
He left.
I know, but he got them to the playoffs.
No. But you might think they're not that talented, but they were there. He didn't play without Edelman. He did not play without his top guys.
Time out. Do you remember the Super Bowl in which Tom Brady threw for a playoff record, not a Super Bowl, an all-time playoff record, 505 yards?
Yes.
There was no Edelman for that game.
Yes.
And guess what happened to Brandon Cooks, his second leading receiver during the regular season, got concussed in the first quarter, right out like the second series of the game. He's concussed.
So what about Gronk?
So you don't have your 2 favorite receivers.
So what about Gronk?
Gronk was there.
Okay, so what about, so how did Hogan do?
Well, he was there.
So he went for over 100 yards. Okay, what about your top 2 DBs? Did you have them? What about your top 3 offensive linemen? Did you have them?
Well, Malcolm Butler got mysteriously, inexplicably benched for the whole game, and he played the most defensive snaps of anybody in the regular season.
What about your 2 top linebackers?
And you threw for 505?
And you lost.
I don't know.
You lost. Aaron Rodgers won last night. You lost. No.
He put up 33 points.
No, he
Belichick's
lost.
defense gave up 41 to the backup Eagles quarterback.
You just showed me
Lord
a clip.
Have mercy.
You just showed me a clip in which Aaron Rodgers lost. Okay, and he had all of those. Okay, what happened in that Super Bowl? Tom Brady lost. So why are we talking about that?
Are you blaming Tom Brady for putting up 33 and losing? How much blame did he deserve for the game? None.
Hold on.
None. It's all on Belichick.
Hold on. See,
the genius, the guru of defense.
When he
gave up 41 points.
This is why people have a problem. Because every time Brady wins, it's Brady. And any time he loses, it's everybody else.
What people have a problem? I don't know of anybody who has a problem.
Yes, because all he does is get all the credit and none of the blame.
Well, he deserved all the credit for throwing for 505 without Edelman and without Brandon Cooks.
Okay, so what about when they held the greatest show on turf to 17 points? What credit did he get for that? You talk about he made 5 throws, but what about the Malcolm Butler play that he made against Seattle? But all you talk about is that he was down and he made throws. What about the defensive stance that he made?
He got one big defensive play. I give you that. But in that fourth quarter against the Legion of Boom that you loved, he threw for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Without that play, do you win or lose the game?
Well, obviously, but without Brady throwing for 124 and 2 touchdowns, you don't come back from 24-14 down.
Okay, think about this. You threw for 505 and caught an L. Why? Because
of Belichick.
Thank you.
Yes.
But see, you blame Belichick for that, but you won't give him credit for the others. That's my point.
I always give him credit for the first one. For the first one, only the first one.
Only the first one, huh?
Well, show me another one where you give Belichick any credit. Seattle, okay, some kid from West Alabama comes off the bench and makes one play to save the game.
He put him in the game. You remember Arrington? The number 1 corner was getting beat. He had enough courage to take him out and put him in. But all you talk about...
Matt Patricia did, but go ahead.
Oh, so now it's Matt Patricia. Again, everybody else is giving Belichick credit for the defense. But you, to undermine Coach Belichick, you talk about Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia, nobody has ever gotten credit, not Romeo, not anybody else has gotten credit for the defense other than Belichick.
The biggest point here is you have given him a complete pass for allowing Nick Foles 41 points with Malcolm Butler inexplicably benched. I still haven't heard a valid explanation for that.
And you
never say a word. 41 points to the Eagles?
But you don't give him credit for holding the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, to 17 points. You don't give him credit for making a goal line stand against Seattle. All you do is that Brady. But when Brady loses, it's Belichick. So Brady is without blame for any loss that the Patriots have suffered. It's always on Belichick.
Well, obviously, I'll give him some blame for some of the losses, but in the big picture, I told you Brady made Bill Belichick, and I think you've come around to agree with that.
Okay, but Skip, this is not about who made who. All I'm saying is that last night, Aaron Rodgers, minus all of those things, do you believe Dak, minus all those guys, all that offensive lineman, take Zach Martin. I'm going to take Zach Martin, I'm going to take Tyron Smith, and I'm going to take somebody else. You pick the lineman. And I'm going to take his two top corners, Trayvon Diggs and the other guy. I'm going to take them. And I'm going to take his two linebackers. I'm going to take them. Do you believe Dak Prescott's going on the road winning that game? Yes or no? No.
Okay. I don't know. Probably not. All I care about is you went straight to nobody else could have done it. And I said, there's still that guy down in Tampa Bay.
I don't believe
he could have done that last night.
I don't believe he could have.
Oh, stop it.
So you believe
he's made miracles. The cupboard was bare in New England the last 5 years.
No, here's
it was.
Skip. Okay. Are they to the level of the talent of the guys that Brady's playing with now or the guys that Aaron Rodgers, Devontae? No, but they were still the number 1, number 2, number 3 receivers. He was not playing. We saw what happened when he tried to play with Jacoby Myers and Jacoby Myers has turned himself into a very good receiver.
Okay, well, let's do the flip side. If you have Devontae, who is now the best receiver in football, and you have Lazard, and you have all of you have a deep wide receiver crew in the NFC Championship game, how can you lose to Tom Brady?
But you do realize that he's 8-0 without Devontae. He's 8-0 without Devontae Adams. So Devontae Adams made Aaron Rodgers?
I think he's really good. Do you think he's the best receiver in football? I do.
I'm not debating. But Aaron Rodgers has put a lot of guys in the Pro Bowl. A lot of receivers that's played Jordy Nelson, our Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. There have been a lot of guys that's gone to the Pro Bowl because of him.
You had little to no respect for little Julian Edelman, and what happened? He turned him into at least a potential Hall of Fame receiver.
No, Skip. That's not what I've never said. I didn't have respect. You look at it, if they're not Devontae Adams, they're not good. That's how you judge a receiver. If he's not a number 1, if he's not Julio Jones, he's not DeAndre Hopkins. I've always said for that system, everybody couldn't play for Belichick in that system because a top receiver ain't going to be okay going 3 games with 3 targets. Julian Edelman was okay with that. Gronk was okay with that. That's what you have to understand. Everybody's not for everybody. I get that. But you try to make it seem like, well, they're not Julio. No, they're not. They're not Devontae. They're not a top-flight receiver. But for what Coach Belichick needed, they were perfect.
Okay. So here's what Aaron Rodgers could not have done. He could not have gone in the middle of a pandemic to Tampa Bay and taken over a 7-9 team that was a losing team on a franchise known as the Succaneers, who had the worst winning percentage in all of sports, historically bad winning percentage. And he changed the culture. He brought the Patriot way to Tampa Bay, and he had to instill it and install it like overnight with 0 preseason. And he pulled it off and won a Super Bowl in his first go-around. There is no way Aaron Rodgers,
I believe Aaron Rodgers
would have lasted 15 minutes with Bruce Arians.
No.
15 minutes.
No. You have the same conversation that Tom Brady had with BA about the public criticism, and you just have a discussion. Everybody is not as rigid and unwilling to bend or be malleable like a Coach Belichick. Coach Belichick says, it's my system, it's my way, take it or leave it. After 20 years, Tom Brady says, I'm going to leave it. I'm up out of here. Other guys, Bruce, B.A. was like, you know what? Okay, if you think we can do it a better way, we can get better results doing it like this. That's the thing. With Coach Belichick is set in his ways. I think you agree with that. Coach Belichick is Coach Belichick. Ain't nobody trying to change him. Don't even attempt to. But most coaches are smart enough to understand it's Jims and Joes, not X's and O's. Coach Belichick still believes it's X's and O's in him. And we find out he's finding out the hard way. That is not him.
So, in the end, Aaron played pretty well last night, just pretty well. And in the end, if A.J. Green doesn't just glitch out,
it happens.
They're going to lose.
Skip, we've seen, how many times have we seen that? Where a guy, if somebody doesn't make a mistake, they win the game. It happens. It's sports. It's football. It's unfortunate that it happened to somebody like A.J. Green, who's as accomplished as he is, and he froze. He froze. I mean, Skip, that's no other way around it. But let's not take away from Aaron Rodgers. That didn't take away from what he did.
If he can get to the playoffs and beat Tom Brady in the playoffs, even at Lambeau, I'll give it up to you.
No, you won't. Yeah. No, you won't, because you're going to say he had a chance, he should be touring, or they should be going to the Super Bowl back-to-back years. You're not going to give him credit, but I will. I'll give him credit for that because he's very deserving in this moment.
More phony goat credit.
There you go.
All right, guys, we are moving to the NBA. Should Warrior fans be concerned about Steph Curry's late-game performance last night?
Yeah.
We'll give you the details next.